Having integrity as part of the core values of an employee of Shearwater is very critical. Being in a healthcare setting, handling medical records of patients, of its critical value, meaning we can't just be lax on taking or reading through the files. We want to make sure that all of the records are safe. Napaka-importante that you exemplify and practice that consistently, not because your decision or the end goal of your decision will be changed because you stick to what's right or what's upright. Finding those who actually has the passion to be consistently honest with what they do and upright, that's gold.
It could probably be innate for everybody to be nice, be good, and be honest. It's just that probably it's a supplemental thing that they see it towards their manager, and that's why they follow, they give respect. As what they say, walk the talk, diba? I was very young then, and I was a first-time mom when I started. So I was struggling being a mom and being a career woman during that time. 12 years ago, I started with the company and I was part of the pioneering account. I was a reviewer, I was just a reviewer, plain reviewer, and I told myself back then that, this is just what I'm gonna do. I didn't know that I would be able to climb up the ladder, that I will be able to be promoted in a very short span of time. Probably when I was starting, there was something in me that the managers have seen why they promoted me very easy. They promoted me to be a team leader, gave me the opportunity to manage my own account, and then I expanded my scope as an operations manager, SOM, and now I'm an associate director. It hasn't been very easy. I have worked with so many people. I've worked with nurses, physical therapists, doctors. I've worked not just with the clinician, but with even the support. Those people I know or I have worked with have high regard towards me, and because they see something, they see how I've grown, they see what my achievements and all, and I want that to be reflected when I go home as well. Not as a career woman, but as a mother as well. Because probably when I'm happy here, I would be able to bring it back home to my children. It's really doing what you think is right for myself and probably what's right for others. There came a time that I remember that is this still for me? But the warmth that the people who I work with and the company gave me that value.
Actually, my first choice that I wanted is to be a PE teacher because of the influence of my aunties and uncles, which wherein they are doctors and nurses in the US. That's why I landed into nursing. They were the ones who sponsored me, took up nursing.
Siguro yung isa pa na nagustuhan ko is yung exposure talaga yung helping people. Hindi lang it's because of duty me siya as a nurse. Pero it's very overwhelming if you see somebody that you bring a part of saving their life. The responsibility, and knowing the right procedure, knowing the task that you need to do. So, hindi kasi siya pwedeng pabara na responsible on handling your patients. You will be accountable in everything that you will do, whatever intervention you will be giving to your patient. Magiging trustworthy ka because even though without the bosses, you can work without leading. So you can handle the team, you can decide on your own ng tama. So it's a matter of responsibility mo rin kasi and accountable for all of your decisions. If you have mistakes. You need to learn from it and correct it. So at that point pa lang mismo, you need to be honest. Because if you lie, the business itself will suffer too. Because all of the cases is also being audited, not just by the on-board, but also by the offshore. I have this mantra kasi that stress is always there. It's part of our life. That's part of the process. I always encourage my team that we can help each other. Kung ano man yung process na nahihirapan sila or we have a failure, we need to always have an action plan.
This is actually a discovery for me. I never imagined, even when I was taking up my MBA, ina-absenan ko yung human capital management subject ko because I never saw myself that I'm going to be a HR practitioner or an OD practitioner, only to find out that I'm going to be enjoying this type of work in the past before I took up, of course, my MBA. I always think that numbers are the language, or number is the language of business. Everything that we do, it has to be aligned with a certain analysis, a certain data set. And you have to make sure that the integrity of that data is at least within a certain acceptable threshold. When I took up MBA, I realized that sometimes, especially if you're in the management, data is there. You have to present data as is at face value or provide insights or business context. But sometimes there are things that can be done on a practical perspective. When you talk about integrity outside or in life in general, you don't compare yourself in others. As long as you know that you're doing the right thing, that sets you apart. Always, 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 always. Integrity other than functional expertise, abiding with policies, you lead by example. I think if you live by it daily without being too comparative or comparing yourself with others, that will definitely be a distinct value that others will notice you. Definitely you're gonna shine.